Hey everyone, I'm Katie Martin. Welcome back to another episode of Create Your Character. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is getting some exciting new DLC at the end of the month, so this episode I want to show you how to style your own wolf wig. As Old Man Ishin says, hesitation is defeat, so let's get right to it.
The first thing I'm going to do is start combing the hair backwards so I can get that ponytail shape that wolf has. Doing this using just a normal metal comb. It's kind of tricky with wigs that aren't meant to be in a ponytail shape. You kind of gotta work at it. His ponytail kind of defies gravity a little bit, and so to do that I'm using a teasing brush, and I'm just gonna tease the wig as much as I possibly can. When you're teasing, the goal is to kind of destroy the fibers of the wig itself, kind of just like how the game destroys you a little bit. So you just kind of brush backwards down and into the wig, and it's going to look absolutely horrendous, and it's going to be a big mess. But once you do this, it's going to get that gravity defying kind of shape that you want. So I really just have to do this a whole bunch of times over and over, and then once you tease, I like to brush it out and then just do it and just tease it again and just go back and forth with the brushing it out and teasing it in, then brushing it out again and teasing it with some more. Because again, you want to destroy the wig fibers so they hold the shape that you want them to hold. Now it's starting to actually look like a ponytail. The thing about wig styling, it's kind of like sculpting, and so you kind of just keep doing this until you start to get the shape that you want. And like I said, it's going to start looking like a big mess, but once you work at it slowly and you do small little pieces at a time, you'll start to get that shape that you want, and it'll start to look like the wig that you want. So now I have these pieces of hair on the back of the wig that are too short to go into the ponytail with the rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tease all these pieces so they will defy gravity as much as they can, but unfortunately that's still not going to be enough for them to do it all on their own. For smaller pieces or chunks of hair, I like to use a teasing comb. It's a little more controlling than the big teasing brush, but the brush is really nice for big portions of hair that you have to tease. Now I'm going to be using Got To Be hairspray to kind of help hold it up there, and I'm going to blow dry it up into the shape that I want. But again, this is not going to be enough for it to hold up there, unfortunately. So I'm going to be using Fabric Tack fabric glue to actually stick the strands to the rest of the wig. And this stuff works amazing for wig styling, even though it is meant for fabric and sewing. It's really nice to use for wigs. I just put a little piece or a little bit of glue on the back and then stick it up there. Now to get the actual spikes on his ponytail, I'm gonna portion it out into different pieces and then just tease all those pieces individually so I can start to get those kind of anime looking spikes that he has. Again, this is just a process of repetition, just teasing in and then brushing it out and then teasing it back in again. It's a long and tedious process, but it is very rewarding because these spikes are so great at standing up on their own when you do this method. To get the tips all nice and pointy, I'm going to take my teasing comb and just kind of make it a little more fine and a little more neat. Now I'm going to be taking my Got2b hairspray and spraying it onto the tips, and then I kind of like to twist them off so they're super pointy, and then take a hairdryer and finish it off. I also like to cut off any excess pieces or pieces that stick out and just look a little unnatural or funky. And I just do this to each of the spikes and get them styled how I want them to be styled. Whenever spraying Got2b onto a wig, I like to go over it with my hand right after, otherwise I find that it likes to dry in like little droplets and it kind of looks like there's raindrops in your hair or something, and I don't really want that for this look, so I'm going to smoothen them out so I don't get any of those bubbles or droplets. Then I'm just going to take my comb and go through all of them and do the final little touches and cut off any extra little pieces that I don't want around. And my spikes are just about finished. Now for his little dragon blood white streak in his hair. For this, I just watered down some acrylic paint and just started painting it into the hair. This might not have been an ideal method, and it might have been better to use locks from a white wig, but I didn't have any white wig locks lying around, so I just used what I had. Now I'm going to add these baby hair kind of things. For this, I just took some of the pieces that I ended up trimming off of the wig, and I used the fabric tack to glue them onto the front of the wig so I could get those little baby hairs to make it look a little more realistic. I'm just going to trim them up, make them look a little more natural. And here is the finished look for my wolf from Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to tweet me at ZTV, goofing off with the hashtag CreateYourCharacter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.